is your Cold Steel Recon 1. That's one side. I'll show you a better picture of the, this is the blade side. I don't have a light shining on this side, so it's hard to see the blade edge. So this is a beard hair of mine. If you can see that. But it's a very nice fine, there it is, nice fine divide. Let's see, get another one here. And another one on that side. So, see if we can get a fresh one here. So it is really sharp, like it even just like this, that's the first layer of skin, just pops right off. So just wipe this edge off here, all the tape residue. So your serrated part is now like brand new sharp. Your this part is how it should be, and your tanto is also sharp here. So here, right from the serrated part right down to the tanto tip. The serrated part, of course, is going to be more jagged because that's how they cut, but that's a serrated cut, and that's pretty darn good for having no, usually serrated ones leave quite a jagged cut line, but as you can see, it's pretty straight and clean. And then from your the straight blade part is very nice and clean. That's the serrated again. That's this part. So if I want to go all the way down, that's right from this part to the end. So she is nice and sharp. Now the one thing you have to know about, and this is a matter of probably opinion, this is my opinion. So this blade was actually, I could not tell if it was designed this way or not, because when I got it, there was a bevel on this side and a bevel on this side, which might have been how it was when it was designed, but usually when you have a knife with a serrated part, this edge is on the angle, and then usually this part is a flat, completely flat all the way down. So you have the one edge, just like the who's that maker with a thumb tab, Emerson. He loves to do his one-sided blades, and some Columbia River knife and tool has theirs like that also. But the Tanto, when I got it, was an edge on both sides. So then that's what I did. I reestablished both sides. I polished just that tip, as we talked about, just to get rid of that, because it was some weird grind happening on there. So I got rid of that. Luckily, if you do get the sharp maker like I talked about in the first video, this is set at 20 degrees. But to sharpen these guys, you need a combination of a lot of tools. All these to do this serrated part. It's that's why it takes so darn long. So how it works is that on these bigger pieces, on those bigger divots, I start off with my coarse, and I put some black permanent ink on there, and then I slowly grind it, and then I pull off on the back side to make sure that there's no burr, and then I slowly progress down to the fine, do the same thing, just on these big divots, that's all, and then extra fine to make it give its final sharpness. Now to get inside these really tiny small serrations, that's where the Spyderco sharp maker tool comes in really handy. It's the angle is the angle of this is perfect for really small serrations. So inside these small serrations, I slowly grind up and down, and then on the back side I push up and away to make sure that there's no burr and overlap coming off on the other side. Otherwise it's not sharp, because if I put my hands along here right now, I mean, it's pulling my hands. If I would pull hard, I'll definitely cut open my skin. So it's definitely sharp. So your Recon is good to go. All right. Just gonna put a little bit of my favorite. This is Jake Holback's formula for his that he uses on his blades. And oh, look at that! Like you can just tell within hardly any time that this stuff kicks in really good. And it doesn't collect lint and pocket junk as much as other lubricants. which is obviously what you want. You don't want, because that if you didn't have that, it would just gum it up pretty quick. But yeah, I mean, look how loose it is now. So now we're good. And there's your Recon. So and I will try and I've had not just I'll just call you Hugo. I know your real name is, but I'll call not just you, but there's been a few people asking me to put up a YouTube channel. So I do plan on giving some instructions of how different alloys work, different sharpening techniques, and that kind of thing. So stay tuned on this Facebook one, and I did post my YouTube link in the comments here on the initial video. So feel free to look at that, and I hope to get more stuff on there. So that's your one knife done. The hardest one is out of the way, and then now your Benchmade should be walk in the park. Oh yeah, what I was gonna say is that also I like when I do tandem blades, I like to take this part off and just work on this first and work my way down. I find that if I start here and work my way up, I mean, you can do it. It doesn't. You can do it any way you want, but my preference is to work from top down, and then everything kind of just flows together. All the edges and all the angles just flow nicely. But that's just me. So, all right, on to your next ones. Thanks.